Welcome in our YouTube channel, MBN News Network. We are talking about the great leader, thinker, philosopher, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Today I'll talk about the idea of Ambedkar, that is, Dr. Ambedkar views on historical changes on history and men's role in historical changes. Dr. Ambedkar says, there have been three different views on the causes of historical changes. We have had the Augustan theory of history, according to which history is only an unfolding of a divine plan in which mankind is to continue through war and suffering until that divine plan is completed at the day of judgment. There is the view of Buckle, who held that history was made by geography and physics. Karl Marx propounded a third view. According to him, history was the result of economic forces. None of these three would admit that the history is the biography of a great man. Indeed, they deny man any place in the making of history. No one except theologians accept the Augustan theory of history. As to Buckle and Marx, while there is truth in what they say, their views do not represent the whole truth. They are quite wrong in holding that impersonal forces are everything and that man is no factor in the making of history. That impersonal forces are determining factor that cannot be denied, but that the effect of impersonal forces depends on man must also be admitted. Flint may not exist everywhere, but where does it exist? It needs man to strike flint against, flint to make fire. Seeds may not be found everywhere, but where they do exist, it needs man to ground it to powder and make it a delectable and nutritious paste and thereby lay the foundation of agriculture. There are many areas devoid of metals, but where do they exist? It needs a man to make instruments and machines which are the basis of civilization and culture. Take the case of social forces. Various tragic situations arise. One such situation is the type described by the Thayer in his biography of Theodore Roosevelt, when he says, there comes a time in every sect, party or institution when it stops growing, its arteries harden, its young man sees no vision, its old men dream no dreams. It lives on the past and desperately tries to perpetuate the past. In politics, when this process of petrifaction is reached, we call it barbarism. And the sure sign of the barbarian is that being unconscious, that he is the victim of sclerosis. He sees no reason for seeking a cure. Unable to adjust himself to changed and new conditions, he falls back into the past as an old man drops into his worn-out armchair. The other kind of situation is not one of decay but of destruction. The possibilities of it are always present whenever there is a crisis. The old ways, the old habits and old thoughts fail to lift society and lead it on. Unless new ones are found, there is no possibility of survival. No society has a smooth sailing. There are periods of decay and possibilities of destruction through which every society has to pass. Some survive, some are destroyed, and some undergo stagnation and decay. Why does this happen? What is the reason that some survive? Carlier has furnished an answer. He puts in his characteristic way. No time need have to gone to ruin. Could it have found a great enough? A man wise and good enough. Wisdom to discern truly what the time wanted. Valor to read it on to the right road thither. These are the salvation of any time. This seems to me to be quite a conclusive answer to those who deny man any place in the making of history. The crisis can be met by the discovery of a new day. Where there is no way, new way found. Society goes under. Time may suggest possible new ways, but to step on the right one is not the work of time. It is the work of man. Man, therefore, is the factor of making of history. And that environmental forces, whether impersonal or social, if they are the first, are not the last things. At last, but not the least, subscribe our YouTube channel MBN News Network and press the bell icon. See you. Take care. Bye-bye.